The reason that we began defining to you right from the beginning of our conversations about step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is because we wanted you to realize that in the asking, you summon energy. So the summoning of energy is something that you don't have to consider. You just do it all day, every day. You can't stop summoning energy because you can't stop living life, and you can't stop focusing, and you can't stop attracting. You can't stop law of attraction. You can't take yourself out of the game. So here you are summoning energy all the time. That's just a given. It's what you do. You summon it, you summon it, you summon it, you summon it, you summon it. And it's source energy. It's source energy knowing and wanting to blow and flow through you. It's the momentum of all that you've lived before. It's powerful, and it is, you see. So you can't stop. You can't cease the summoning of energy, but you can not allow the energy that you're summoning. And that's what your emotions are all about. To the degree that you allow the energy that your life is summoning, you feel fantastic. But if you don't allow the energy that you are summoning, you feel lethargic, you feel exhausted, you feel a depletion of energy. And it's not because there's a depletion of energy, it's because there's a false stopping of the energy that you've summoned. It's like pulling and pushing it at the same time. But here's the thing that we really want you to hear. The summoning of energy always will win. That's a momentum that's bigger than you can even get your thoughts around. The momentum of your bigness, the momentum of your longevity, the momentum of your eternalness. This is a really, really big energy that you are coming to terms with now. So when you're born with big purpose like you are, and you pick up thoughts along your physical trail that say, I'm not good at this and I'm not worthy, so that you block the energy that you've naturally summoned, then you feel belligerent and uncomfortable. But when you are allowing the energy that you've naturally summoned to flow, then you are thriving and you're successful and you're happy. You see what we're getting at?
Totally. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what's happened to you in your physical body. It doesn't matter how ornery or worried or negative or fearful or happy or appreciative or loving you've been. Nothing matters that happened before this now, when you have control of what you do with the energy that you've summoned. Right here and now, you have some control about the energy that you've summoned. You can let it in or not, and the more of it you learn to let in through practice, the more you thrive and the better you feel, the more vital you are, and the better life is, and the more sweet spots you stand in, the more you rave about the beauty of your life. And the more you don't let it in, then the more pessimistic you become, the more controlling you try to be, the more ornery you are, the more unpleasant you feel, and on and on and on. It's all about what you're doing in the now. So are we in some form of agreement? Do you accept that the energy is flowing and that you've been summoning it? Yes. And do you accept that it was flowing even before you got here in this physical body? Do you accept the momentum of the energy that's flowing? Yes. And do you accept that your inner being is in on all of that, flowing with the energy, flowing with it to you, consciousness flowing, it's energy flowing. And so then do you accept that you have some sort of relationship with that energy that is summoning, that you can't stop from summoning? It's inevitable. You have summoned it. It's inevitable. But what am I doing with it now? And if you want to know, as you said to us, and someone else did too, if you want to know what you're doing with the energy that you've summoned, oh, what a momentum. Lifetimes of momentum, lifetimes of goodness, lifetimes of expectation. Talk about momentum. Not just what you've added in this physical time-space reality. This momentum of who you are and what you're about. If you want to know what you're doing as you meet the energy, if you want to know, 2 ways to know. How do you feel? And how are the manifestations of your life presenting themselves to you? Isn't that nice to know? And isn't it nice to know that you can do something about it now? Do you think you have the ability to be a little bit more optimistic? Even when it's hard, do you think you have the ability to be? Can you speak more positive words? Can you stop arguing for your limitations? Can you look for reasons to feel good? Can you get an early start on it? Can you get a good night's sleep? Can you get up and look for good things to feel good about? Can you get some positive momentum going within yourself? Can you match the momentum that's coming? Not right all at once, you can't, because it's really a whale in energy and it's flowing. You're going to have to find some way to get up to speed with it. You do it in part coming to something like this. You're getting up to speed with the energy that you are in this conversation that we're having together. You are. You can feel it in yourself, can't you? Can't you feel yourself becoming clearer and surer about things? Don't you feel like you know things that you didn't know even a few hours ago? Don't you feel more confident? Aren't you feeling the energy flowing? You are. You're allowing more of it to flow through you because you've been listening. Now you could go to a concert and listen to that. You could go swim with the dolphins and do that. You could put your feet in a stream that is flowing. There are so many ways to get yourself up to speed with this energy that's flowing. But friends, nothing less will do. There's no point in writing any more books about what to do. Who's right and who's wrong about things. There's no point in discussing behavior or actions, because all that is just sort of accepting not being connected and then just making the best of it as we bang around together. That won't do for you. You've got the energy that creates worlds flowing through you, you see. You've summoned more than you are right now allowing, and that's true of almost every person that we ever visit with. Esther too. You summon more than you allow, and then you don't feel good. But the option isn't to settle down. The option isn't to try to summon less. The only option is to get up to speed with what lifetimes of you have summoned for you.
I love the idea of not putting depletion in my garden soil so I can bloom where I'm planted. Thank you.
Yeah, depletion's a fallacy. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in a resourceful universe. Really good.
Thank you.
Good morning.
It is.
I'm so excited to be here. My question follows on the heels of writing and teaching. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm feeling all this excitement with writing and this natural feeling of I'd like to teach and inspire.
It's really the point of writing, isn't it?
Yes.
Unless it's a diary.
Right. What I find is at this point it's like I'm on the runway, I'm getting on the runway, and then I get distracted by daily responsibilities which pull my focus over.
Well, that's all right, because there will always be a lot of other things going on in your life experience. But as you are looking toward and accomplishing more of the step 3-4, step 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, where you're in alignment, then the things of your life will not take you away from your writing. They will add to it. The only thing that really distracts you from what you're about with your writing is resistance. And so we know that there's plenty of resistance in day-to-day experience. But when you get to that 3-4-5 step, the daily things don't feel like resistance. They just feel like part of the natural process of moving forward in life.
Right.
There's a tendency, and in some ways we have helped you in discovering something that isn't really that helpful to you. And that is, as we talk to you about being more deliberate about what you think, it can make you guarded about some of the thoughts that you have. So as we talk about positive emotion and negative emotion and good feeling thoughts and bad feeling thoughts, you superimpose over what you're hearing from us your long-standing, picked up along your physical trail meaning that says, I'm good when I feel good, but I'm bad when I feel bad. As if your guidance system has parts that are acceptable and parts that are not. And that's when we've been teasing you about you wouldn't put a happy face sticker on your gas gauge because it's so discouraging when your tank looks like it's getting to be empty. I don't want to see that. Stick a happy face sticker over it. And then you just drive merrily along until you run out of gas. And so it's a nice thing that your emotions let you know where you are. But there's a tendency to assume that negative emotion is a bad thing, so you don't appreciate the contrast that is so valuable. And that's what you were just saying to us. I get tuned in, tapped in, turned on, I feel inspiration, and then I have to deal with my life. And we want you to reach the place and practice it that you're not dealing with life, you're embracing life. Oh good. It's like Esther dusting a beautiful etagere full of all of the beautiful treasures that Jerry and Esther had collected to that point, and dusting it one day, and the top very heavy glass shelf slipped off its little peg and came crashing down on the other shelves, and basically the whole thing collapsed, and most of the beautiful treasures that they had collected from around the world were broken all in one fell swoop. And Esther stood there in her bare feet with glass shards actually sticking in the floor. It was quite a traumatic event. And Jerry came running from the other room saying, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. And Esther was paralyzed anyway. Paralyzed do. And she stood there, and when Jerry took a look at it, he said, oh good, something to buy. Oh good, something to buy. They really were out of shelf space. Oh good, something to buy. And that's the way we want you to feel about life as it comes to you. Oh good, something to clarify. Oh good, something to understand. Oh good, something to examine. Oh good, something to launch rockets of desire about. Oh good, something to line up about. Oh good, expansion coming from this. Not distracting, life-giving.
Right.
Your life is not distracting you from what you really want to write about. It's life-giving about what you really want to write about, you see.
That is true.
It is true.
That is true.
But don't write that stuff he wrote, because that just pisses people off. That's, in his words.
That's very helpful.
Enough?
Enough.
Really good.
Thank
Have
you.
fun with this.
Thank you.